Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. Sometimes you think you have a really smart idea and then only find that it was dumb after all, but still in the process learn something so that at least theoretically you're more smart and less dumb. Or as many others put it, we only learn from our mistakes. This is such a video. We're in a bit of a doldrums right now in the annual cycle of Star Citizen. The features of the last patch are no longer quite as novel. The new patch really isn't being fully tested yet, and a lot of things are being held close in order to be surprises at CitizenCon. And honestly, speculation about what Starfield is can only go so far, filling in the cracks. So I thought to try to revisit with a new slant some of the lesser attention aspects of the game in order to perhaps give them and the game a little new interest. And I decided to re-examine the lowly package delivery mission and thoughts about how to improve their profitability and challenge. Now, once you pass the initial single-box qualification runs, you get the options for local delivery runs of 2, 3, 4, and even 5 boxes. And once you try them, you realize that with a little thought, you can come up with a more efficient way of running them, so that when you arrive somewhere, you aren't just there to do one pickup or one drop-off, but often to do both, and sometimes even multiples of both. Efficiency is obviously higher in these cases, and my overthinking mind thought that with the larger the number of boxes in the pool, the larger number of possibilities to create a highly efficient route, and with higher efficiency, a higher profit per hour. So let's see if I can improve the profit per hour with a little problem solving. That would make an interesting video. So I took 2 5-package missions, 10 boxes total, and then laid it out on paper. Then just pencil in a minimum distant route that hit every start point before its end point. And it looked great on paper. I just had to complete it, record it, and then measure my efficiency, which turned out to be 0, even negative. Trying for a full day, I could not complete a single 10-package sequence. Why? Because I hadn't counted for chaos theory. You see, these package missions, like most missions, don't persist. They also have no 30K crash recovery, so the entire sequence had to be completed in a single uninterrupted game session. My biggest hindrance, of course, was real-life interruptions. Since I couldn't bed log, I had to keep the game open and hope that I could get back to the computer often enough and fast enough to prevent timing out. I guess I could have kept a keep alive mouse macro or something going, but real life doesn't always give you that much notice. My second villain was server hangs and 30Ks, and during the entire day of trying to complete these, I had one of each. Actually, not a bad day for a typical server, and it wouldn't have been very troublesome if I was doing something that had crash protection or regular recorded successes. My third problem was myself, getting too anxious about how things were going and pushing the risk factor too high. Fast approaches at night on poorly lit locations. These weren't as much of a problem as the other things, since I could return from the hospital and recover all the boxes and continue. But they did add time and reduce efficiency. But the most frustrating thing of all was I trying to push the mission system too hard. It created problems in the missions themselves, such as not all mission markers returning when I switched from tracking one mission to the other. But my biggest frustration happened at what should have been the peak demonstration of the efficiency of this idea. I rolled into Barton Flats AIDS Shelter on Aberdeen to deliver 2 packages and pick up 1 in a single stop. How efficient can you ask for? But Barton Flats is a small place. There is no delivery kiosk and just one little desk that serves both as the place where pickup packages are spawned and delivery packages are to be left. And apparently being assigned 3 roles to me was 2 roles too many for that one desk. I was able to pick up the package that was on the desk, but no quantity of changing tracking would get it to accept either of the packages being placed on the desk. So 2 failed missions as a result. Which was the ultimate frustration with this. Delivery missions do not have partial completion, partial payment, or partial reputation. If something ends the play session with a partially completed delivery mission, it is fully failed, with the reputation hit that comes with it. And multiple accepted missions meant multiple failed missions, so my attempts to try again typically meant having to go to a different planet and becoming qualified there because I was no longer qualified to accept any missions at the prior planet. Anyway, the first most obvious lesson from this is don't try to become hyper-efficient by taking a whole bunch of delivery missions at once. But apparently I'm the only person dumb enough to try that and honest enough to admit it publicly. My bigger worry, though, is with cargo missions, which are apparently incoming. If cargo missions are structured like delivery missions, except bigger, they will have the same problem. because there's only two choices: make cargo missions huge enough that only Hull C's can take them, or make them small enough that other medium to large cargo ships can take them. But in that case, a Hull C will have to take multiple missions at once just to fill up, in which case they would also suffer huge reputation loss from a single trip failure. However, if they build cargo missions differently, then it would be relatively easy to refactor the delivery missions in the same way with the same benefit. The thing is, instead of tracking the mission completion through the mission system, track it on the cargo system. In other words, each cargo container used in a cargo mission or parcel in a delivery mission contains on it attributes for its destination, the player who took the contract to transport it, the payment and reputation upon delivery to the destination, the penalties and money and reputation if it is, for example, fenced at an NQA location, possibly even a delivery deadline. Because the attributes are on the container or parcel object entity, they will persist, just like other entities and other entity characteristics. The container or parcel could be stolen back, even given to a friend or orgmate to complete if you suddenly, unexpectedly had to log out or crash or wind up in a hospital bed far away. They would return from a 30K crash recovery, just like other cargo crates do. A whole range of possibilities are opened up by attaching the mission features not to the mission system, but to the entity itself. And that is the actual way to do delivery smarter. And now for an update on our giveaways, there's a Syzygon-themed Dream Video contest for the Elgato Stream Deck XL, the invaluable creator peripheral. See the link video in the description for my details on that. And then the ship giveaways. First, we have our 10,000 subscriber thank you for the LTI Hull C, the Colossal Cargo Container Carrying Craft, or $100 Steam Store credit, to be given away when the C goes live, now scheduled for 3.20. And the big annual IA 8-week giveaway for either the Galaxy Complete, the massive modular mining moving medical machine, or that brand new big box bargain bazaar called the Merchantman. Or again, $100 Steam Store credit. Just be a member and you'll get entered automatically, or subscribe and comment with the secret word. And the secret word for this video is the location where I had my biggest problem trying to complete the 2 cargo missions. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Danny Raymond for Ray's Guide.